Kampung Kunir adalah sebuah kampung yang terletak di Jakarta Barat dekat Kota Tua. Dia duduk di panjang Anak Kali Ciliwung, sepanjang kurang lebih 120 meter dulu. Di tahun 2015, kampung tersebut itu digusur, dan semenjak itu warganya itu tetap untuk bersatu agar mendapatkan kembali hak atas mukimnya. Kami bersama warga mencoba merumuskan berbagai model habitat atau hunian barunya.
Karena memang acuan sekarang ini cuma hanya 33 kakak aja yang berdominan di sini. Dulu kan sampai bahasanya tuh ada kurang lebih sekitar 70 lebih lah satu daerah ini. Karena memang dulu kita dibilangnya tuh rumah deret. Secara sosial kita tadi saling gotong royong, guyup, bahu-membahu lah seperti itu. Karena memang ada satu kegiatan tadi yang istilahnya benar-benar ini loh kampung yang identiknya dengan tadi aktivitas warganya.
Jadi tempat ini disebut Kampung Susun karena secara kolektif waktu itu kita merencanakan ada semacam kontinuitas dari kehidupan kampung yang lama menjadi kehidupan kampung yang baru yang kali ini bersifat tersusun atau menumpuk ke atas. Satu hal lain dari dibangunnya Kampung Susun Kunir ini adalah terbukanya ruang komunikasi sebenarnya antara warga dengan berbagai macam pihak.
We had a nice group of designers together and we just started to talk about how to approach the project and which steps to take. And it came quite naturally just by discussing and writing down our ideas, writing down the steps that we want to take. But of course, it didn't always go as planned because there are always surprises along the way. But in the end, I think communication-wise, it went very well and I think we had a nice atmosphere between all the designers.
I came in as a fresh graduate compared to maybe the other designers that have like experience with their own studios as an architect or as an interior designer and a product designer. So I had like not low but maybe adjusted expectations to what the process would be like, since I myself felt like maybe I'm not experienced enough for this group. But then as we started designing, it was apparent that even professionals have difficulties during the process and isn't ever a linear line from start to beginning.
When we were like exploring how we can get together with the Kampung Kunir community, we were thinking like the kind of activity that would be simple but also feels natural. So that's why we try to do something simple with the children to create masks out of waste around their neighborhood, for example. And also with the mother, we did a cooking session, making soup waffle with local ingredients. It's kind of also interesting. That's why I think it is important to be their friends naturally and destroy the wall between us and them.
Well, I think during the research we found that there's very personal color palettes of the residents. So especially the temporary houses and shops, they would have certain colors. So we made color palettes, kind of very personal actually. So we actually could trace back the colors to a certain person or a family would live in that house or in that shop. We just wanted to kind of capture these kind of different colors to make sure that we could later on use them in the final product or translate it into something we could use in the outcome. So also the residents would feel connected to the product as it is based on their own old colors they used to live and work in.
So our starting point was actually want to have a better relationship between the house, the Kampung Susun, the road, and also the water. That's why somehow we make the water as the front area of the Kampung Susun. Starting with the idea that, let's say, what if we can make the water so clean so people can actually play with it, swim on it, or doing canoeing there. That would be nice. Kampung Kunir built really close to the old Batavia fort. The wall. One of the main features of the wall was actually having a protruding element for fortification. So the wall is not built straight. but a little bit sport. And then that's what actually inspired us to create these many elements toward the water. My hope from the design was actually it can create or generate a discussion among us, the designer. Where are we going to bring the whole project? Because at the moment we are on our first part of collecting data. So there are some issue that hasn't been settled yet, but of course there are some idea and idea need to be tested. So by sketching is actually one way of testing out your ideas. So I hope that can kick off a new discussion about what we should do in Kampung Kunir.
The expectations from Erasmus House for this project, I dearly believe and hope that the designers find a solution how to make public spaces in Indonesia more interesting, available, and also commercialize it to the audience, so it is a livable place and an accessible place.